If you feel like letting go of our world and stepping into a beautifully painted dream, this is the book for you. Hi, I'm Maria from Read Fine Books, and today we are talking about The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I'd like to add that I read this book as part of a group read. This was initiated by MJ, who has a wonderful channel, Reading This Life. She and two other wonderful ladies, Shannon from Shannon's Bookish Musings and Jolene from Bookworm Adventure Girl, were a part of why I enjoyed the book so much. You can find them on the Discord server MJ has created for us all, and you can go and join us all for free. There will be more group reads in the future. Reading is more enjoyable, if that was even possible, with reading partners, so I invite you all there. Each one of these ladies has their own version of this video. You can find them on their channels. I'll link them all below. And now, back to the review. We were talking about The Night Circus. It all starts slow. Even from the first pages, we get a feel of the circus's flamboyant atmosphere. Descriptions are poetic, images are vivid. The circus is all black and white, and yet we feel we have entered a colorful place. We love to let ourselves be enchanted by the wonderful and magical tents. Each tent is unique and describes a beautiful world that captures absolutely all senses. However, this goes on for far, far too long. What could have been a wonderful, magical introduction that takes up a few pages, even more with the quality of the descriptions and the quality of writing, it ended up taking up half the book. Half the book is way too much for that, in my opinion. Of course, we gradually meet all characters by now, but it's all in passing, and not even the main characters are memorable up until this point. The Night Circus is the venue for a magical challenge. The two competitors are two young magicians, Marco and Celia. They are bound together for life, and they each take turns to show off their powers. They do that in the circus by building beautiful tents full with wonder and magic and uniqueness. They create all the atmosphere in the circus. However, they compete to rules they don't even understand. Their teachers have taught them two different kinds of magic, and the purpose is to decide which one is better, the old magic or the new one. The bond they have between them has been created by their teachers when they were very, very young, and they have been learning magic ever since. They prepare for this competition and they enter it without the knowledge that it is a fight to the death. Though they understand the circus is just a venue, they cannot help themselves become attached to it, to the people around them, the circus members, and even more tricky, they become attached to each other. And the writing itself was a bit puzzling. We get glimpses of past and future, and they are all riddled with description. I found it very problematic, skipping back and forth. I was reading it on a Kindle, perhaps that may have augmented the problem, but even so, it was very confusing. We get fragments from various characters' lives, but they don't seem connected to each other at all. The only thing that binds seemingly all characters is the circus, at least for half the book. However, I do believe the timeline is there to contribute to the mystery of the book, because mysterious it was. I feel the mystery was great to keep the circus's aura and feel, but it was unfortunately very detrimental to the characters, meaning I at least didn't get attached to any one of them, not even the main characters. They could all die and I wouldn't care. Up until the end, for me, they remained obscured and distant, and I remained absolutely indifferent to their fate. Was it the writing, the timeline? I don't know what, but the characters didn't appeal to me at all. That saddened me a bit because it was a book with a huge potential, and the descriptions were exceptional. I felt each one of them. I imagined everything very vividly. I felt I was there, and yet the book didn't speak to me otherwise, because characters make or break the book, in my opinion, and sadly I couldn't connect at all with characters in this book. On the other hand, there is a society in the book that got me very intrigued. It was the Rêveurs, the Dreamers, the unofficial fan club of the Night Circus. I loved everything about it. It was like another character for me. It got me thinking about passion. I loved theirs, about the circus, their lifestyle, how they came to be and how united they were. Everything about them made me want to be part of that community. It felt like they were the ones that made the Night Circus cool. And it was a joy to read about them. However, what I enjoyed the most was the idea of different types of magic. I never thought about this before, but in this book you see magic as a natural skill or a learned skill, and the competition between what is natural talent and something you learn is what got me intrigued. Which one is better? Of course, they both require immense dedication and effort, but in the end, which one is better, talent or simply hard work? This idea, raw talent versus learned skill, is what got me invested in the competition. It's the only thing that got me invested in the competition, given that I didn't care much about the characters. And it got me intrigued, especially because both magicians, up to a point, seem to be able to create extraordinary things. They felt they had equal powers. I won't include spoilers here, but in my opinion, the ending was a bit anticlimactic. All the build-up for it made me long for and wait for and want something extremely special, at least as grandiose as the circus. It didn't go down that way. I appreciate how everyone's story got tied up, but the way the contest began, it got me really curious about its ending, and it wasn't what I expected. I didn't like the characters very much, but I did enjoy the challenge. To have the challenge finish the way it did, I don't even have the power to be enraged because rage requires effort and emotions, and I was just bored. Would I recommend this book? Yes, of course. You should know what you get yourself into. If you're big on characters, no, this book is not for you. But if you like to spend hours daydreaming about other worlds, beautiful, magical things, yes, this is a great book. It all depends on what exactly you're expecting at this point when you're reading. Another thing I'd like to add is that I don't like descriptions, not particularly, and yet I love them in this book. I enjoyed them deeply. For that performance alone, Erin Morgenstern is an author I'd love to come back to. Furthermore, the premise was perfect. The challenge to the death was a great idea, and it was reasonably well executed. Of course, the characters felt flat. I said that the action could have been a lot more dynamic, but as I said, it all depends on what you search in a book. If you want to enter another world and daydream about magic, this book is for you. I'm Maria from Read 5 Books. Thank you for watching.